Welcome back into Indie Today, I am joined by Noah Weinman. Is that right? Weinman?
Yeah, that's right.
That's all right. All right. First try. Let's go. Of Runner with three N's. Runner, three N's. You can check him out on Spotify, all the other places you consume content, music. He's chugging right there. See if we can get him. Oh, you got it. All right. But Noah, excited to have you on, brother. And get you a little bit about your origin story. How are things out in California today, man?
They're good. It's a really nice day today. Uh, can't complain. Like 50 degrees, sunny.
Nothing like it, I guess.
Yeah.
We're sitting over here in Atlanta. It's cold. I got to get a new. We got to get. I got to get a new heater. I mean, it's cold as shit, but hey, we're
Oh
gonna
yeah.
get through it. I love it. Well, obviously, we want to get to know you a little bit better, and I found out about you one through my buddy Medium Build, but
Mhm.
also before that, he said your name on our last the second show we did with him, and then before that though, you were following me around on Spotify on my Discover Weekly with the song Eggshell.
Oh really?
And so yeah, you popped up a few times, and I'd seen you. I think you've liked some of our stuff in the past. So super excited to get to know you and your tunes here. But talk to us about the origin, man. Like what's where'd this whole thing start, and what's going on with the three ends, brother?
Like where did the whole Runner project start?
Oh yeah, let's go get into it.
Um, yeah. I mean, I guess the Runner project started when I decided to try to record music at home. That was like the shift from making music with like bands and stuff the way I had
Hmm.
done it before, of like renting studio time and trying to just get like good live takes or whatever. It was never working and I was getting really frustrated, and I just
Hmm.
decided to uh, download Ableton on my computer and like go for it at home. And that process I think really like sat well with me. I i dreaded recording with bands, but I really liked recording at home, and it allowed me to start to write kind of like more personal, vulnerable songs because I didn't have to show them to anybody until I was ready,
Yeah.
uh, which was nice. And yeah, that's more or less how I've continued to do the project. I've like brought in people to help out with songs here and there, and I still usually get people to play with me to do live shows, but kind of at the core of it is this insular home recording approach. And as far as the three ends go, there's not really a good story. Uh, you know, runner with two ends dot bandcamp.com was taken. So I threw in a third N and didn't think too much of it. And now it's become, my cross to bear.
I like it. I like it. So I mean, we had to. It was out of convenience, and somebody else had just taken that second end or the first end, the two end
The
runner
two ends, yeah,
already.
the correct spelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess are you a runner? Are you just obsessed with cardio, or do you feel like the project has a deeper meaning as far as like, hey, I'm running away from the studio, man. I'm trying to get my stuff done at home, or or what's the story there?
I don't really have, there's nothing that interesting to the name. I used to run. That's sort of, I guess, where it would have come from, but not really. It's I like to keep that vague because I imagine that whatever somebody else is imagining is probably more interesting than whatever I can say.
Gotcha. Band names are it's something that like we ask about, and like always it's either some kind of story that's like, yeah, like just one day Craig was like, let's just be called this, and it
Yeah.
was it. That was it. And
Yeah,
so
and I'm a big believer that every band name is bad until the band is good.
That's a good point. I like that. I like that
Like
that
the
thought
Beatles is maybe the worst band name ever, but it doesn't matter.
because they're so freaking good.
Yeah.
I was thinking about what if like the Beatles were, Tash and I in our spare time come up with random band names, and I've got some good ones, but my worst one I've ever come up with, I was like, dude, we should be the band Duck Truck. All right, it's like really gonna
Duck
be cool.
truck.
We can put ducks and trucks on a T-shirt, and it'd be sick. And he's like, dude, that's the worst thing you've ever said in your
I
life.
like duck truck.
Come on,
Duck truck is
hey.
better than runner.
All right, hey, well, like we can change your name right here, right now. Indie B&B exclusive. Runner becomes Duck Truck.
Runner becomes duck truck.
We'll make that the tagline. It'll be
All right.
good. But getting into more into the music, I mentioned Eggshell. It's hard to kind of envelop your sound in different ways. I think I've taken it through, and Eggshell's pretty poppy, upbeat. You have your of course your streaming giants in the your grain your name on a grain of sand or grain of rice. Sorry, grain of
Mm-hmm.
rice. And your other ones. So you've got a kind of a diverse set. So like, what's your process when you're creating these songs at home? Like, are how do you start writing, and where do you find inspiration a lot of the time? What's that look like for you?
Um, I guess it's hard to define where the writing process starts, but I usually, um, you know, very much get inspiration from just day to day observation. I journal just about every day. Um, and that's just like a way for me to get in touch with, my own emotional language. And then I'm kind of just amassing uh, a couple lyrics here and like some chords and maybe a melody and just kind of like gathering. And then at some point in the process, often the way it works is I'll come up with a title, and then that kind of becomes the umbrella, and then I'm able to like synthesize a bunch of ideas under that umbrella. So I'll have like a verse and some chords, not really sure what to do, and then uh, or like many verses and many chords, and I don't know how to like pair them all, and then I think of a title for a song, and then like, okay, these lyrics work for that, and these lyrics kind of work with like this melody or this chord progression, and then I'll have like a verse of something, and then I'll just like finish writing the song that way.
Interesting.
But
So it's almost like you come up with you have a big board, and then you kind of are like, all right, bike again, and then it's like, ooh, that works for that, and that works
yeah,
for that,
yeah,
and now we're bringing it together.
yeah, it's like you know, harvesting or like mining something, just like the gathering, and
Yeah,
then the distillation of those things.
I like it. Very cool. Very good. Well, like when I guess for specific songs, we can take Eggshell for example. Like, how did that come nuts to bolts? Come together.
That one definitely is a bit of an anomaly. Um, it started with listening to another song that had pretty much the same like drum groove, this like really laid back kind of like hip hop groove, and I was really taken with it. So I kind of like made my own version of that drum loop on Ableton, and I put it on top of my piano, and then I was just like playing some chords. Um, and I guess like it still would have all come together the same way. The only thing is like I swapped the title at the end now that I'm thinking about it. So it was just called like Kitchen Anxiety or something because there's a William Tyler song called Highway Anxiety, and I was kind of riffing off that. Um, and I had the lyric I'm keeping it close to the surface, but that's not really making it hurt less. And that was just kind of like swimming through my head. So then I had this like drum loop and I was like playing some random chords on the piano, and then I just kind of like sang that part of the song,
Mhm.
and I was like, oh, that's not bad. And then I just kept um, doing that over and over again until I wrote like the rest of the choruses, and then the verses are really kind of like loose. There's not like a through melody to them, but they were just I wrote a lot of lines and then just like picked the ones I thought worked the best, not really worrying if they like crafted uh or rather not that I wasn't worrying that if they crafted like a followable narrative, but I trusted that whatever lyrics I threw in there would then create their own narrative that somebody could follow. And I do that a lot in my writing. I just kind of like um, task the listener with putting the pieces together rather than worrying too much about like narrative structure.
Like, so you let people put the story together for themselves, more so, and put the meaning to it in their own way.
Yeah, I try to leave room for the listener to like bring themselves into the song.
Gotcha. Well, very cool. Well, as obviously you got one album out. Have you toured for that album? What's the somewhat transition more almost to the live show? What's that feel like for you? As you kind of come from making everything in house, so like when you go and build and play it to the masses, it's not
Yeah,
like you're in your living room. It's definitely in front of more people. So how does it
that's
translate?
the easier part to me, honestly, and like the more common part. Like I grew up playing music. I have always played in bands. So like getting to approach these songs, and the album that came out 2 years ago is a compilation of like everything pretty much in the Runner catalog up until that point, or a lot of the Runner catalog up until that point. Um, which are songs that I've been playing live since 2017 for the most part. Um, oh, did you freeze?
No, I'm right here. Oh
Okay,
no,
cool.
no.
um, I have been playing them live for so long. So those feel really natural to play live. And we toured last year, and the year before that, I did like a solo tour for it. Um, but this new album, because I mostly wrote it and did it during the pandemic alone, this is kind of my first time really reapproaching new material without having played it with the band. And I guess my inclination for all of this is just do whatever I think sounds good. Like don't be
Mhm.
beholden to anything from the recording. Just uh when we get to rehearsal, we have the chords and the structure, give or take, and we all kind of just come up with a new live arrangement that we feel like sounds good. And it might
Yeah,
be really different than the recorded version. And sometimes I think that's better.
yeah, definitely. I mean, there's some bands where you see them in live and they're like, wow, like that was not what I was expecting at all. Many of which have been a lot louder than I thought they were going to be.
I think
And
we would
so,
fall into that category. People don't expect it to be like two electric guitars and
yeah.
like quite loud.
When you're in your other, your previous projects and previous bands, like what kind of music was that? And like, has that influenced a little bit on Runner, or like, is it mainly,
Um,
um,
it's all vaguely similar, I guess. Um, with the exception of like, I played in a lot of jazz bands and stuff growing up because that was kind of like the main style of music I was playing through high school. Um, but that aside, like through college, a lot of the bands that I was in would be like somewhat folk leaning.
mhm,
Um, so that's always been kind of a constant um, for me. I listen, to a lot of the same bands now that I did then, and I think that those influences kind of like ring through all the different iterations I've been through.
Well, who are some of those bands that you guys you listen to still that bring you inspiration or?
I think I really grew up listening to a lot of Death Cab and continue to listen to a lot of Death Cab. Um, College, I started listening to more of like the Microphones, and the first Julian Baker album came out at the end of my time in college, and I think that those have both been, kind of constant sources of inspiration for me. Um, the more like anomaly artists, my first favorite band was Fountains of Wayne, and I think that there are a lot of things that I learned from that band that might not be so readily apparent in the music, but um, when I'm thinking about my songs and stuff like that, I can identify uh, where I'm getting that influence from.
Wow. Fountains of Wayne is one we have not heard, very, very often. Obviously.
I think they're really underrated. I think that and I have heard or maybe read somewhere in an interview that like Adam almost regretted doing Stacy's Mom as a Fountains of Wayne song because he was also like writing songs for other like pop groups at the time.
Yeah.
And it really overshadowed, I think, how great the rest of that catalog is.
Well, I'll definitely have to go check them out because in the entirety, not just in the Stacy's Mom. Obviously, I have not gone in depth with them. So that's it. That's an
Yeah,
interesting.
too few people have. I think that the first album and the third album are my favorites,
All
and
right,
um,
awesome.
yeah.
I'll have to get in there and get going. Now, you mentioned we had some time between first time we talked. You had gone to Europe, so talked about that trip. Was that a work trip? Was that a fun trip, or were we playing over there? What was the deal?
Uh, yeah, it was just the UK.
Hmm.
It wasn't like a Euro tour per se, but it was a work trip. I did 5 shows, um, mostly in stores, like leading up to the record next month, um, with like a small performance and a little signing, um, and then 2 shows like in venues. Uh, it was a lot of fun. It was my first time, not my first time being over there, but my first time playing shows over there.
Yeah. How do you compare the crowd at the shows? With a U.S. crowd versus somebody you'd walk in, that you guys would do in California versus over there.
I would say it varies city, much in the way that it does here. Like, you know, the crowds in London were um, very quiet, very respectful, um, similar to what I'm accustomed to with certain shows in LA, um, which tends to be like maybe a more laid back, like listening audience.
Mhm.
Uh, Leeds was also similar, but that was in a record store, so it's hard to compare. Bristol, a lot more kind of like energetic. It was a lot of people singing along and some more like high energy stuff that I'm more used to coming across in like you know New York or uh, Philly or even like Atlanta.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned our fine city here. So
Yeah,
what venues do you like to play here? What are the things
I've
that
only played in Atlanta once before, and we're coming back to play at the same venue, so I'm not.
oh, I like it. Well, what venue is it? And let's get the date out here. We can start prepping people.
I believe. Let me check. it's at the Masquerade, and it is the 14th, March 14th.
March 14th. All right.
Yeah,
The Ides of March,
yeah.
right? Is that?
I
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
think
It's
I think
Pi
you got it
Day.
right. Pi Day, that's what it is. It's not the
Yeah.
Ides. Ides of March is something else. Oh man, March 14th. All right, Pi Day coming in. Will there be free pie at this concert?
If somebody else brings that, yeah, sure.
I like it. All right, if I bring you a pie, will you pie somebody in the face?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, well, look, I mean, I don't want to push you into it, but I mean, it's Pi Day.
No,
Like,
I could pie like my drummer in the face. He'd probably be fine with it.
I like it. End of the show. Everyone's not expecting it. I mean, just coming in with a straight pie to the
Yeah,
face. I like
you
that.
pass me a pie and I just get him.
Oh,
Yeah, we could do it.
wow.
You could even
All
pie
right.
me in the face if you really wanted to.
Oh man, wow, that'd be an honor. Which stage are you guys playing at the Masquerade? Heaven, hell,
Last time we played
purgatory,
Hell, and this time it's gonna be Purgatory.
purgatory. All right, let's go. Love that. It's a great venue.
Yeah, it
Obviously
was
it's a
very sick last time.
yeah. We've had there's quite a few cute shows that are coming there. Um, but awesome. Well, I'm excited about it's on the calendar. So
Hell
as
yeah.
we tell everybody, it's like, hey, if we can get to it, we're going to be there in the front row yelling at you. So
Nice.
we'll be excited to get some people excited about Runner
Yeah.
coming here. Well, kind of getting into I guess keeping in that same vein with venues like across the country. I'm sure you have some of your favorites. Would love to get a tour story or two from hey, this guy was the greatest sound guy of all time. This lady took care of us on the road when we were here. So talk about a little bit about that.
Um. Hmm. I don't know if I've ever had like a sound person be like the greatest of all time. I definitely like a lot of them. They're really
Yeah. Well,
doing
what about
what?
the best place you've eaten? I guess on your travels.
Yeah. Last tour, I would say we had really good pho in Richmond. Um, I always love um, Austin for food.
Yeah.
Whenever I go to South by, I make sure to go to P. Terry's like 3 times. Um, had a pretty life-changing burrito post-show in San Diego. Um, and I would say one of my favorite venue food experiences is at Higher Ground in Burlington, Vermont. They usually put out some sort of like buffet, and then the green rooms
Oh,
are upstairs, and they have like balconies, so you can be like chilling in the green room adjacent with some food, like watching the set.
wow.
Yeah,
All right.
I really like that venue.
Take notes. Get the green room. Get the green room, a buffet, and a balcony.
Yeah, it's good vibes.
Buffets and balconies is a good band name.
I
Or
like
buffets on
I
balconies.
like Duck Truck more.
Duck Trek more. It's just stark. Ah,
Yeah.
you know. Well, great. Well, look, excited about you coming March 14th, Masquerade. We'll be shooting it out on all our socials as well and make sure that we get it going. But, I want to go ahead and wrap us up here. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions, 20 questions right in a
Okay.
row. It's a this or that up until
Okay.
the last one. So just get ready.
Yeah. Let's
So
do
here we
it.
go. Pete Peterson's party pack of questions. Here we go. Cake or pie?
Pie.
Salad or soup?
Salad.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunrise.
Would you rather hit a home run or score a touchdown?
Home run.
Do you like a night in or a night out better?
Night out.
All right. When you walk into a party and your jam comes on, you doing the robot or the worm? Not a dancer.
No.
All right. It's not dancer with three N's. It's runner with three N's. Let's go. Guac or queso?
Guac.
Waffles or pancakes?
Waffle.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Dogs or cats?
Ooh. Tie.
Tie. All right. All right. Are you a ninja or a pirate? What would you rather be?
I'd rather be a ninja, but I'm probably more of a pirate.
Okay. Gatorade or Powerade?
Gatorade.
Toast or a bagel?
Bagel.
Chips or pretzels?
What kind of chips?
Chips or pretzels? Any
Yeah.
kind of chips.
Chips.
See, it's funny you ask that. As a collective, I've always they're like, what kind of chips? I'm like, any kind of chips, and as a collective, any kind of pretzels. So like that includes soft pretzels. But
Yeah. Whoa. Okay, then I'm gonna go pretzel.
see, people don't think about the soft pretzel, but
I love a soft pretzel.
we've had people ask about Lowen, one of our people we interviewed out in Nashville. She's anti pretzel, hates it. I don't know why.
I'm anti, like, I don't like the hard pretzels in the bag. So when I think of chips versus pretzels, I think of like the crappy store-bought pretzel.
Yeah, you think
But soft
Snyder's?
pretzel or a pretzel bun is untouchable.
Yeah, it's a delight. It's a delight. Little mustard. Let's go.
Yeah.
Fries or tots?
Ooh. Tots.
When you sit down at night, are you going to watch a TV or a movie? TV show or movie? Sorry.
Depends how much time I have. Probably a movie.
Okay. Are aliens real?
Yeah.
Is Bigfoot real?
I don't know about that one. I mean, Bigfoot could be real in that it folds into aliens being real, you know. The universe is infinite, so there's got to be something out there. Like I think that everything's real, but I don't know if the like Bigfoot is real on this planet of Earth.
So you're saying in a parallel universe there is a Bigfoot at some point.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, that's interesting. We got it. We
Yeah.
got that's a new one for us. Is love at first sight real?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Give me two bands that we might not know that we ought to check out. It can be your friends, family, can be two bands other than Fountains of Wayne, of course, that has a better catalog than we are giving them credit for. Obviously, they're overshadowed, but give us a couple bands that we ought to check out, and we're going to tell them that you sent us to them. So let us know
Okay.
who those two are.
Uh, Let me think. Gonna shout out my friend Olivia, whose project is called A.O. Gerber. She put out a record last year that I really like. Um, and Also my friends in a band called Lands, two N's. There are Extra N family. Um,
Lands.
yeah, they're coming on tour with us for a couple shows. But I really like their music, and I just saw them I went to their show for the first time like 2 weeks ago. It was great.
Let's go. All right. So we got A.O. Gerber
Hmm.
and Lands. Two
Yeah,
N's, two N family, all multiple N family,
Extra N family. Yeah.
extra N. I like it. I like it. Well, Runner, of course, it's been a pleasure here. Noah, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Um, Come see him Masquerade Pi Day
Pi Day.
2023, 3/14, 2023, Pi Day Masquerade Runner. Get hype about it. It's going to be louder than you think.
It's gonna be
That's
louder
what
than
I've
you
been
think.
guaranteed. And there
Bring
could be pie.
bring your pie.
Bring your own pie. Ooh, my
BYOP.
goodness. You're like, do you want it to happen or you don't? Like BYOP, we could
Yeah.
all bring pies.
It's gonna be a big like Krusty the Clown moment.
Oh no! So you come out and you get
Game over. Yeah.
just oh no, oh no. I just think about Steve Aoki. I'm like, man, that guy. Some of the videos I see, just him throwing cakes at people. That guy's incredible. I mean, he should be in the NFL.
I
Like,
know nothing about Steve Aoki, but I have heard the cake thing.
I like again. I don't listen to his stuff very often. The cake compilation though on YouTube is worth 10 minutes of your time though.
Okay, I'll check it
It's
out.
unbelievable. But Ron, appreciate you having on. Appreciate you coming on. We will
Yeah,
be
thank you for having.
definitely be check him out. New album coming out. When's the new album coming out?
February 17th.
February 17th. New album coming out. So we'll get all that squared away, and you'll just be looking out on our socials for everything. But follow him on at Runner, just with 3 N's, correct?
Underscore music.
Underscore music. All right. We're at Runner Music at Runner. Holy shit. At Runner underscore music. Good God. Can we get it right? Holy hell. Oh Lordy. Awesome, man. Well, we appreciate you coming on with us. Look forward to seeing you here in March.